Okay, forgive the gloominess. I'm at Bristol Airport picking some friends up, so I just want to take the opportunity to do a quick book review on Donald Robertson's How to Think Like a Roman Emperor. Now, I've been meaning to read this book for a little while, so I thought I'd give it a go. Started it a couple of days ago and I've got through it pretty quickly. I do a lot of book reviews on YouTube, and I find myself kind of quite often saying that this book's fantastic, that book's fantastic, one of the best books I've ever listened to or I've read. And this one I wasn't too sure. It got 5 stars on Audible, and it really appealed to me because I know that stoicism is really popular at the minute. So I thought I'd give it a go. I wasn't too sure whether it'd be justified the full 5 stars or not, but I've done it anyway. And yeah, I've just got a couple of things to say about it. It took me a little while to get used to the narration to begin with, because Donald Robertson's got a very good sort of, I say good, it's pretty subjective, but I really liked his accent and his voice. He's kind of reassuring and very calm sounding. He's sort of the sort of bloke you could listen to be sort of talked off to sleep, to be honest. Quite restful. So sometimes you've got to concentrate a little bit, otherwise you do find yourself sort of switching off a tiny bit in places. And I did switch off at some points just because I'm a bit ignorant of this type of history, this point in history. I don't know a lot about Marcus Aurelius. I know that he's popular at the minute in terms of stoicism and his meditations and stuff like that, which I intend to read very soon. So it's all quite new to me. So I did switch off in places when he was talking about kind of battles and things like that. So some of those things sort of lost me. So I'm going to go back over and I'm going to listen to those again to try and learn a bit more about it and kind of establish what it was that I kind of, where I got lost. I really enjoyed the kind of stuff where he made it kind of about CBT and personal development. So what I found difficult was I wasn't sure when it was Marcus Aurelius's words or words from history or the authors. So I felt a little bit confused at times. There was times I was thinking, wow, this sounds fantastic, it's really well written. Is this the author, or is this something from you know, whenever in history it was, from Marcus Aurelius or someone? So I felt a bit confused there, which kind of took the shine off it a little bit. But that's just my ignorance, and you know, I don't know enough about that time in history yet. So that's down to me to sort that out. But really good. Some really practical stuff that you can use in terms of personal development and self-help. I saw very quickly an interview of Donald Robertson on YouTube. He was talking about, he was sort of saying how there's stuff on Marcus Aurelius and there's stuff on personal development, and he wanted to kind of bring the two together, and he's definitely done that. And I think that's kind of where my confusion kind of is. So like I said, I'm going to go back over it, I'm going to study it a bit more, research it a bit more, and work it out. Just once I've got a bit more clarity, I think I'll appreciate the book a bit more. But really well narrated by the author, and for me, the bit that I felt really excited about was the last chapter. I really enjoyed the last chapter, talking about coping with death. I found that it was kind of about an hour and 10 minutes or something like that, and it just absolutely was just beautiful to listen to. I was listening to it on the drive up here, and I almost felt kind of tearful at points. It was kind of just gives you a real perspective on things, and I kind of thought about family and life and my own kind of death and stuff like that, and it was really well written, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to listen to that again and again. Probably I'm going to listen to that part a few times as an almost kind of meditation and as a kind of thing for perspective, really, because yeah, it was really nice. I won't give it away what it is he says, but the way it's written, it's the perspective that it gives you on life and on death, and it's just really nice. It's quite emotive, and yeah, it's kind of lovely, really. It's really good. And it's also nice to hear Donald Robertson kind of add his own personal bit there. He talked about how he was as a kid, and his dad died pretty young. He says how his dad was a humble guy who worked in a fairly crappily paid job and didn't really care for money, and taught him that money wasn't important for happiness. And it was really nice to hear that background. And Donald himself said that he went off the rails a little bit and got into a few fights and stuff, and it was quite nice. I kind of relate to that myself, really. When a lot of us when we're younger, we go through sort of difficult times where we feel a bit lost and not sure what to do and stuff, and he kind of added that personal element to it. It was quite nice to have that at the end after all the other stuff. So it finished really well. It was a really good book the whole way through. I just need to get a bit more clarity on it for myself. I think other people in my position will probably find that themselves as well, maybe. But fantastic the whole way through. and the last bit, the last hour or so, absolutely, I would say sublime, really, absolutely fantastic. Really good book.